Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you a story of when back in my elementary school years, there were kids that pulled the fire alarm. So, back when I was younger, there were a couple of times where the fire alarm went off and there was no drill planned for that school, and no one was coming to test the alarm system, and there was no fire, and then the alarm went off. Which means there was a troublemaker that set it off. Not good. So when that happened, I treated it like a drill. Lined up, went outside with my teachers and classmates, and then the fire trucks came to that school to check to see if there was any fire. The fire department walked into the school to check and see if there was any fire. It turns out there was no fire, but they saw the alarm pulled. That means some student has activated the alarm. And that student got fined, got suspended from school. Maybe they got arrested, they got grounded by their parents. Not good at all. And then the principal said, whoever pulled the fire alarm in this building must come to my office immediately. That person got into a lot of trouble. Got suspended from school. Got expelled. Maybe they got arrested. Again, in elementary school, if you do it, you are not going to get arrested. They didn't get arrested because they were young, but if this were to happen in middle school or high school, then they would definitely get arrested because the alarm is not a toy. So, I was not laughing when the alarms went off back then, caused by a student. I am serious about this. Kids need to stop pulling fire alarms for fun in schools. This is why we put those covers over the alarm switches, so this doesn't happen, so we don't have this. If it's happened in your elementary school, you probably went through the same thing I did. I mean, you probably went through the same thing I did, where kids in your school would set off the alarm as a prank. Where kids in your elementary school would set the alarm off as a prank. Not good. You probably went through the same thing I went through. Because, let me tell you, elementary schoolers are troublemakers. And in my elementary school, they would set the alarm off and do a lot of naughty things. I mean, most of you probably went to a school where kids would pull the fire alarm just to get out of class back when you were younger. Because they were troublemakers. They didn't know better not to pull the alarm without a fire. I mean, once you get up to middle school and high school and you pull that alarm without a fire, you're going to get arrested because it is not a toy. I warn you right now that if you pull the alarm in this age, you are definitely going to go to jail. I mean, This is a felony. You don't do that. I cannot believe that someone would actually pull a fire alarm in a school without a fire or without permission. I couldn't believe that would happen. When I was younger, this happened a lot, where the alarm went off when there was no drill or anything like that, which means a student was causing trouble and setting off our alarm. No good. You never pull fire alarms in public without a fire or without permission. False pulling fire alarms will result in major consequences, so do not do it. You need to stop treating the fire alarm like a toy. It is not a toy. It is a life safety device. I hope those kids that did it in elementary school learned their lesson by now, because if they didn't, then they would go to jail if they were to pull the alarm in high school. Because it is not a toy to play with, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is not. And another time where someone has pulled the alarm was in the middle of the night in a hotel in Florida. A prankster pulled the alarm in that hotel. Not good. Stop pulling fire alarms for fun. I'm going to call the police if I see anyone do something like this, because fire alarms are not a toy. They are a life safety device. I cannot believe that someone would actually pull the fire alarm in a school I went to. I mean, I thought kids in my school were always smart. But no, there were some kids that would pull that alarm. Not good. This was the story of kids setting off the alarm in my elementary school because they were stupid and they didn't know it was a bad thing to do. Bye.